Good evening and welcome to a special report. Tonight we're on the brink of a significant crisis at the very heart of North America, a story woven with steel, commerce and political brinkmanship that could reshape our future. The Gordie Howe International Bridge, a monumental $4.8 billion symbol of US-Canada cooperation, now faces an existential threat that could alter its course. President Donald Trump is threatening sweeping tariffs, a move that risks unraveling a century of partnership and collaboration between these two nations. This isn't just about a bridge, it's about the very foundation of the North American economy and the millions of jobs intricately tied to cross-border trade and commerce. The Detroit-Windsor corridor is North America's busiest commercial crossing, handling over a quarter of all US-Canada trade, a lifeline for both economies. The existing Ambassador Bridge is aging and overburdened. The Gordie Howe Bridge was meant to secure our economic future and ensure seamless trade. But with new tariffs looming on the horizon, the project's budget, timeline, and very purpose are in jeopardy, casting uncertainty over its completion. Tonight, we'll delve into the rich history, the complex politics, and the real-world stakes of this unfolding crisis that could impact us all. We'll hear from experts and those whose livelihoods hang in the balance, offering insights into the potential outcomes and consequences. The fate of this bridge is not just a local issue, it is the fate of our interconnected world, a testament to our shared future. To truly understand today's crisis at the border, we need to look back at the long and complex history that shaped it. The story of US-Canada trade is not just about economics, it's about two nations learning to work together side by side through decades of change. The US-Canada relationship is built on more than a shared border. It's a model of economic integration that has become the envy of the world. Every day, thousands of trucks and millions of dollars in goods cross this border, fueling jobs and prosperity on both sides. Decades of deliberate policy choices, careful negotiations, and mutual trust led to deep cooperation. Together, the two countries have weathered world wars, economic recessions, and political disagreements, always returning to the table to find common ground. The 1989 Free Trade Agreement, which was later expanded into NAFTA in 1994, eliminated most tariffs and created seamless supply chains. This was a turning point, opening up new opportunities for businesses and workers alike, and setting the stage for unprecedented growth. Today, auto parts and other goods cross the border multiple times before a finished product rolls off the assembly line. This back-and-forth movement makes North American manufacturing globally competitive, allowing companies to specialize and innovate. Of course, there have been disputes over lumber, dairy, and other sensitive industries. These disagreements sometimes spark protests and heated debates, but the underlying principle of open trade has endured, proving resilient even in tough times. The Gordie Howe Bridge was born from this spirit of partnership. It was designed to address the growing bottleneck at Detroit-Windsor, a critical artery for trade, and to ensure that goods and people could move efficiently for decades to come. Both Canada and the US recognized that modern infrastructure was essential for future prosperity. Investing in projects like the Gordie Howe Bridge is a testament to their shared vision and commitment to progress. The bridge isn't just about increasing capacity, it's a bold bet on a shared economic destiny, a symbol of trust and collaboration that benefits millions of people. It's a physical investment in a connected future, where borders are not barriers, but gateways to opportunity and growth. But now that future is at risk. New challenges threaten to disrupt the flow of goods and the spirit of cooperation that has defined this relationship for generations. The story of the Gordie Howe Bridge is in many ways the story of North American cooperation itself, a reminder that progress is possible when nations choose partnership over division. The Gordie Howe International Bridge is more than steel and concrete, it's a symbol of unity. Named for a hockey legend beloved on both sides, it's designed to connect and strengthen. Its main span will be among the longest in North America, with 6 lanes and a multi-use path. Canada is funding the entire $4.8 billion project, to be repaid through tolls, a creative solution to political hurdles. Construction has brought jobs and hope to Michigan and Ontario. The bridge is a visible sign of progress, a beacon for a revitalized manufacturing heartland. It was meant to solve the vulnerabilities of the aging, privately owned Ambassador Bridge. Public ownership ensures reliability and security for billions in annual trade. The Gordie Howe Bridge is an insurance policy for North America's most vital economic link. Now, its future hangs in the balance. This summer, what seemed like a period of calm and steady progress was suddenly shattered by unexpected developments. President Trump made headlines by announcing a sweeping 10% tariff on all Canadian imports, justifying the move by citing national security concerns. The announcement sent shockwaves through Ottawa and among business leaders, escalating tensions beyond the previous steel and aluminum tariffs that had already strained relations. Trump's rationale was clear. He believed America had been taken advantage of for too long, and it was time to demand fair trade or no trade from its partners. He specifically targeted Canada's dairy system and other trade barriers, reviving his America First doctrine with renewed vigor and determination. In response, Canada's Prime Minister firmly stated, "We will not be bullied, we will respond if necessary," signaling a readiness to defend Canadian interests. The new tariffs are broader and more severe than before, with their implementation date looming ominously on the horizon. This looming threat puts the entire trading relationship and the critical bridge project at significant risk, raising concerns on both sides of the border. Memories of past trade disputes linger in the minds of many, but this time, the stakes are even higher, with potential consequences that could ripple across the global economy. The stage is set for a high-stakes showdown, with both nations preparing for what could be a defining moment in their economic relationship. The next few weeks will be crucial in determining the future of US-Canada economic ties, as both sides weigh their options and prepare for negotiations. The bridge has become a flashpoint in a much larger struggle, capturing the attention of the world as it watches this unfolding drama with bated breath. The economic fallout could be staggering, with the Gordie Howe Bridge at ground zero. The bridge requires tens of thousands of tons of steel. A 10% tariff could add hundreds of millions to costs. Contract clauses may allow renegotiation, risking delays and legal battles. The entire supply chain, machinery, equipment, materials, would be hit, creating chaos for planners. Uncertainty alone can stall progress, making budgeting and scheduling nearly impossible. Ironically, tariffs meant to protect American jobs threaten a project employing hundreds in Michigan. The policy risks undermining the very industries it claims to defend. Protectionism, in this case, could backfire spectacularly. The impact of a trade war would ripple far beyond the bridge. The auto industry, built on just-in-time cross-border supply chains, would be hammered by tariffs. Every crossing could mean another 10% cost, driving up car prices by hundreds or thousands of dollars. Demand would fall, leading to layoffs in Michigan, Ohio, and beyond. Farmers and manufacturers would lose access to Canada, their top export market, facing retaliatory tariffs. American products would become less competitive, costing sales and jobs. The very workers tariffs aim to help could be the hardest hit. For families and small businesses, it means higher prices and economic anxiety. Political disputes trickle down to kitchen tables, creating real hardship. The stakes are personal, not just political. Trade experts warn the situation is incredibly dangerous. Dr. Emily Vance calls the use of national security tariffs on Canada a distortion of the law. She argues tariffs won't bring back jobs lost to automation and global competition. Disrupting supply chains will only make North American manufacturing less competitive. Retaliation is inevitable. Canada will target US products from key political districts. Both economies lose, and trust built over decades can erode quickly. The president is using economic disruption as leverage, but real jobs are at stake. The risk of miscalculation is enormous. The bridge is a perfect symbol, a cooperative project threatened by political gamesmanship. Experts agree, this is about politics, not sound economics. The damage could take a generation to repair. The cost of brinkmanship is dangerously high. On the ground, anxiety is growing. Tom, an iron worker on the bridge, says, "We just want to build, not worry about politics." In Windsor, Sarah, a logistics worker, fears a tariff would mean fewer shipments and lost jobs. The Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce calls the tariffs a tax on Michigan families and businesses. Canada is Michigan's top export market. A trade war would threaten the region's recovery. Local leaders warn that cross-border ties, economic, cultural, even family, are at risk. The bridge was meant to unite, not divide. Now it stands as a stark reminder of how fragile that unity can be. The business community urges a swift return to stable, predictable trade. Ordinary people on both sides feel caught in the crossfire. The stakes are real and the consequences immediate. We stand at a crossroads. The unfinished Gordie Howe Bridge looms over the Detroit River, a symbol of both unity and division. This is more than a dispute over trade, it's a test of the North American partnership. Will we choose cooperation or retreat behind tariff walls? A trade war would mean higher prices, lost jobs, and eroded trust. The alternative is dialogue, resolving disputes through established rules, not threats. Leaders must look beyond short-term politics to long-term prosperity. The USMCA provides a framework for resolution. It's time to use it. The future of the bridge and the relationship it represents is not yet written. This moment calls for engagement from citizens and leaders alike. Build bridges, not walls. North America's prosperity depends on it. Thank you for watching.